And we're live. Hello. Hi guys. You doing? Gorgeous here in Manchester. Bank holiday weekend. Few clouds. It's all good. Nice moderate temperature. Yes, people are jumping on. Hello everyone. First, Matthew, bless you. The quickest to the button. Afternoon, real exposure. Brett Fisher. Cheers, mate. Feeling good. What's there not to feel good about? Got a bloody weekend off, haven't I? Apart from doing a foreigner, as in helping a close family friend Sunday and Monday. Yes, everybody, thank you for jumping on. Loving the vibes already. Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone's off work. I know some might be doing a cheeky one and in work, skiving, watching this maybe, or maybe not. You might be sat chilling in your garden. Whatever you're doing, I hope you're feeling good and enjoying the weather. If you've got good weather where you are. Just wait for it to build up a little bit. Yes. Yes, Graham. Off till Saturday night. Enjoy yourself, mate. Make the most of it. Yes. Jason. Hello to you from Ireland. Wherever you're listening. Loved you in the Matrix. Do you want the blue pill or do you want the red pill? The choice is yours. Smoking. I know. You don't have to tell me. Yes, brother from Telford. Hope you're keeping positive there, mate. How things are. Hope you're doing well. You're not far from me. Blackburn, yes. Is that Jennifer? Hi, Jennifer. Blackburn. I haven't been up them sides. I've done a bit of work up there over the years, but I can't say I've been up there for a while. Beautiful part of the country. Very industrious. Real people. The north, full of real people. Not to say everywhere else is fake by any means, but hello guys anyway. I know smoking pays for nurses, net benefit financially. Everyone who doesn't smoke is a nurse hating. That's don't, right. And this will probably play into, this is nothing to do with the smoke. I have been ill over the past few days. I have. And I think I've worked out why. It's a culmination of just working constantly on the go and not listening to my body and not giving my body the rest and recuperation that it needs to get on with the next day. So you accumulate. I work 2 weekends in a row. I'm running all over the place. The second weekend I'm out every night. I'm at Bongo Bingo on the Friday. I'm working the Saturday. I go to a lovely event in Stockport on the Saturday. I'm working the Sunday. And then next thing you know, I'm work. When I say work Sunday, I didn't finish till 6:30 on the bloody Sunday. Honestly, I was like a zombie coming out of there, but I had to do it. I had to move it on to finish it on the Monday. And then I think I went out with Billy during the week, and then all of a sudden I felt this kind of, you know, when you feel like the acid running down the back of your throat. It's like this corrosive juices that you just know something's not right. And I knew I was knackered, and I knew that everyone knows when you're knackered, when you're feeling not run down, but just knackered. Things hit you, didn't it? So that's what happened to me. I got, over the space of 3 or 4 days, I had a really bad kind of cold, my sinuses, my head felt like someone was blowing up my frigging. Any news on the search? Yeah, what am I babbling about? I'm actually all right, so I'm getting better, my throat's better. Let's get to more important matters. Okay, right, I rung Billy up, or in fact, I text Billy early this morning to find out any latest information. What he knows, there was supposed to be a meeting, if you remember, on the stream the following day. Now, I can't say I know everything that happened in that meeting, but what I can tell you is that there was two ladies that were missing, if you remember. There was a Pamela King, sorry, I made that mistake. Pamela King and Lindsay Burbeck. Now, from what I hear, Pamela King has been found. Now, the circumstances of being found, the condition she was in when she was found, a state of mind and a condition at this point, I can't tell you. I'm only assuming she's in the right care now moving forward, and we'll hopefully get to find out what happened. Lindsay Burbeck, on the other hand, I do believe she's still location unknown, which you don't even want to think about it, do you? You know, just the bare thought of it. Yeah, you know what, Stephen, is that I'm glad she was found. I'm glad. It was. You feel that when I went up, it was very spontaneous. I'd not watched the news, so I didn't even know of the story. I was just literally, Billy phoned me and said, you know, we're going up. We're playing a part in the search. Do you want to come up? When I got up there, I realised the gravity. I realised how much of the community come out there, how much the community are really feeling for the family, and the lengths they're prepared to go to keep this search going. In terms of the police and whether they're being adequate, I've not had any interaction. I didn't even see, we're seeing 3 PSOs, I think. Is that what they're called? Plastic policemen. Approach would let them know. But like I say, there wasn't the real police. I didn't see any police around the park. Now, I know at that time there was actually conducting another search, which was in the quarry, I do believe. Now, it got me thinking that are the police just letting the public run round like useful idiots just to keep them out of the way? Protest march tomorrow. No, it won't be. I don't even know. I didn't read the end of that. I'll try and read it in a minute. Oh, it's gone now. No, it won't be. It's my first day off tomorrow, and I intend to do as little as possible, really. I'm going to be working at a friend's house on Sunday and Monday, and that's my bank holiday weekend. So I just thought I'd just do this stream just to connect with you guys and just send out some positive vibes. And obviously, if the event tomorrow, I hope it all goes well, and I hope everyone behaves themselves, and I hope that the media portray it in an honest light, even if you feel they won't do. Let's hope that at least some elements of it see it for what it is. And good luck with it all. You know, that's all I can really say about that. I've not looked into it too much as to the gathering and the numbers and whatnot. Just be safe, watch your back. Remember, you're representative of the... Yes, we need more positive vibes. We do. And this is really what the stream is all about. There was a song, it escapes my mind now. Oh yes, I was thinking of it today, and I don't know how many of you cats out there, 80s cats, yeah? Does anyone remember Nick Kershaw? Remember, now the 80s come and went, and you know, there's probably good reason for that when you look at what they wore and some of the music, some of the experimental music that was going out then. Right, okay, who's that? Is that, I can't see, I'm sorry, I can't see your name there. I can't see because of the sun. I might take the glasses off, that might work, eh? So, Nick Kershaw, he had a song, I Won't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. And that's all I've been singing today. I'm not an 80s head. I'm not a Nick Kershaw head. Honestly, I'm not. So I don't want to portray that. But to be honest, that's all I'm thinking. I won't let the sun go. And that's what it is. I won't let shit get me down. I won't let it. Even though it tries, even though external forces try, whether it be commenters, people who disagree, whatever, freaking hell. We all have a disagreement. You know what I mean? Go in a chippy. We'll all have disagreements on. I'll stand next to someone and go, I'm feeling that cheese and onion pie. They might turn to me and go, you know, cheese and onion pie, that's minging. So do I then call that person a Nazi? You know what I mean? That's how ridiculous it is. We all disagree. We all have different opinions. The bottom line is we're all getting bum-fucked. And I'm sorry to put it like that. I'm going to try and curtail my language from now on. I'm going to try and not use profanity. It's not clever, and my mum wouldn't appreciate it, but sometimes it will come out. But I'm trying to be on a different vibe. But we're all getting done over. Yes, Candy. Yes, Graham. So the sooner we all get our head round that, instead of pulling each other down, having this thing called the left-right paradigm, when we're all human beings, we all suffer the same shit inflicted by the same elite forces, no matter who you are, but yet we're convinced that we should look at this on a paradigm level. So boom, that cuts the population. But yet, then we're convinced on top of that, we need to look at it as a colour issue. And boom, that's another percentage slice. Then yet, we look at it on male or female, then boom, that's another percentage slice. Then yet, we look at it and it just keeps going on and on. Gender. You know, where do you stop? Until the partition, it's like the human race is looking more like a frigging pie chart because it's just divvied. And then you've got any elite force, any governmental body, any establishment, any think tank knows that when you've got that pie chart there like that, you can manipulate each fucking one of them to get them all to have a little piece of one another. Starting from the paradigm all the way down to gender. It's just a way of going, we're no longer the same. We haven't got the same amount of organs, roughly speaking. We don't breathe the same air that is contaminated. We don't drink the same water that's contaminated. We don't tend to have the same diseases that float around our species. No, we're somehow different. And that's what this negativity is doing. It's pulling everyone into the little pie chart. And I'm done. I mean, I've been done. That's why when I was called a Nazi, I thought, no, I'm not dealing with this paradigm crap. OJ, I've drunk copious amounts of vitamin C. Woo! About 3 litres. Honestly, give me throat some OJ healing. But it is, on a grand scale, we're all being groomed. We're all being groomed. But there's one other thing I want to mention before the start on this. I'd like to give a big mention to Linda Phillips. Rochdale's Linda Phillips, otherwise known as Mrs. Hemorrhoid. The lady is a star, a beacon, a power of strength in Rochdale. Now, Linda, over the past few weeks, let's say, has received news that nobody would like to hear. Nobody on this planet. The way Linda has dealt with it and the positivity that Linda's showing is only a testament on Linda's capability as a human being and as a true independent spirit. Positive being and funny as fuck on top of it as well. So on behalf of me, I'm Pag, I guess, but more from my personal, because I'm on the stream, I don't want to be speaking for anyone else other than me. I'd like to congratulate Linda for enriching so many people within Rochdale and further afield, not only with her grace and her strength, but also with the awareness of what's been happening in Rochdale. Because if it wasn't for Linda, I wouldn't know. Linda was the one that turned my back, got me to turn my back on what was going on and look at Rochdale. Now, Linda, in the future, will hopefully get through what she's going through at the moment. We can only be positive. We can only look at it in the most positive light. Send all our best wishes and love to Linda Phillips and the family for what they're going through. And just know that if there is a creator, then that creator needs to step in at this point and look at do-gooders and punish the non-do-gooders. So I don't know whether that was a bit cryptic or whatnot, but I'm just sending my support and love to Linda. And I know Rochdale as a whole is fully behind Linda and fully supports Linda in whatever decision that she makes. If I win the Euro lottery, Pag will get help. Candy, bless you, bless you, bless you. They need help, don't they? Pag needs help. And to be fair, I don't even know whether Great Brit is modding it on here at the moment. I've kind of jumped on the stream and impromptu and just not informed him. So there's a chance I've got no mod on here. But I hope I have. I hope he's here. And if you are here, mate, thank you. So, right. I'm going to get back to... Yes, Great Brit. Sorry, mate. Sorry. Probably getting a bath, wasn't I? Getting the loofah and all of a sudden. You know what I mean? No, you're not. Sorry, mate. Right, so we're all... This is everything. It's non-paradigmal. Right and wrong is non-paradigmal. But when you've got a world that is making everything paradigmal, if you see someone throw litter on the streets, if you go and approach them, depending on the colour of the skin, depending on the gender, or depending on how they proclaim their gender is, you can get in a whole heap of shit. Pardon my French. And then I look at it and think, that simple man or woman throws rubbish, man or woman confronts man or woman who's thrown rubbish, and then all of a sudden they're confronted in this political battle over what is essentially right and wrong. That's what I don't understand. That's what I'm assuming you guys don't understand. And that is what, for me, is changing the shape of the Overton window. It doesn't make any sense. What's going on in the world, the way the establishment deals with it, at the same time they castigate it, but at the same time they're doing it. Leaving us all as debt slaves, leaving us all as brainwashed beings that are just being constantly lied to and geared. Just don't get it. Don't get it. So I wanted to... Let me have another swig of my OJ. I just looked up Groom. Sorry, I'll have a look at the comments in a sec. Grooming. It depends how you want to look at it, because we know we've got several meanings for grooming or groom. The first one, the practice of brushing, cleaning coat of a horse, dog, or other animal, as we know. But that could be a human being as well. You're grooming your hair when you're in front of a mirror. It's like, I guess it's making yourself, preparing yourself to look better, isn't it? You know? So the second kind of by meaning, the action by a paedophile of preparing a child for a meeting, especially via an internet chat room with the intention of committing a sexual offence. Now, there should be more elements on there, or I don't think they've quite explained the grooming there. Going back to Billy's philosophy, yeah, they've kind of said the action of grooming someone, but it's gone straight to the sexual offence. Now, in reality, you can groom people on a multitude of things, can't you? It don't have to be. I mean, it's proved over the past few weeks about the chicken shop crap that was coming out. Sorry. The chicken shop crap that was nothing to do with sexual exploitation. That was drugs. But again, it was using exactly the same techniques. You know what I mean? If you tolerate this, then your children will be next. Wake up, people. You're right. And this is just normal human beings just talking about the whole process, try to break it down, try to wonder what the hell is going on, really. So thanks for that, Chris. So I then go down to like Groom, and it says the same thing: brush and clean the coat of a horse, dog, or other animal. And I guess we come into that. Want a deal for me for a chicken kebab? Right, now the second by meaning to groom is quite applicable in this, and probably this steers more towards Billy's thinking, and quite frankly the way I see it as well. Prepare to train, and then it's got brackets, someone for a particular purpose or activity. Now that is more semantical for grooming, because it explains that you're doing the exact same process as someone who just wants sex or someone who wants someone to sell drugs, but you could be doing it for any reason. It's the actual action of the grooming, not what they want to get from it. And it's like we concentrate on what they want to get from it instead of concentrating on the actual action. Yeah? So thanks, man. I don't know whether you're talking to me there, but and then once we can get to that concept, we'll probably start to see it more and more in our everyday life. So that's why I've named this chat, because it got me thinking on a wider level. And I'll find it difficult if anyone disagrees with this, is that when you go semantically, heavyweight, oh, wow. I'm going to stay on track and then I'll go to jump in once I've got on track. Right, so when you go semantically off the second by meaning, which is prepare or train someone for a particular purpose or activity, semantically, take the sex, take the drugs out of it, we all fall into that category in a way. Every single human being on this planet that is living beneath this system, that is submissive to this system, that is not in control of this system, that's not got power and influence and is elevated above the system, that has to work within the guidelines of the system that other people that are just like you and me dictate that we should do, thus taking our liberties. We're all in the same boat. Non-paradigmal again. We're all getting done over. We're all getting groomed. You can see it in your children. You can see it in yourself if you look in the mirror. From where you was at 3 years of age and your true innocence and your true open-hearted nature and just innocence to the world, as opposed to where you are now as a complex, integrated human being within that pie chart. We're all groomed one way or the other. And I'll be the first to admit it. I've been groomed on thinking this and thinking that, and the world's this and the world's that. You know, there's good and bad. We're groomed. We're just groomed on every facet, you know. Same again, you might disagree. I used to stand at my front gate 5 years old and never had a worry about anything like this. I was born in 83. Yeah. And obviously the maturity of the mind means that you do then take on complex issues. and situations. But in a sense, what should change you from that innocent 5-year-old? It's only the information that you're soaking in it. And if you're that 5-year-old that's living in a beautiful, harmonious relationship with your family, and you're not living within the constructs of this system, imagine how beautiful and innocent you would grow up to be. You know, you might be indoctrinated in your own way in that sense, but if it's for the good, you know. And I just think of the complications that are beat into us over the years, the choices that you've got to make because of the grooming. Let me run through a couple of bits. Television. Children have had their innocence stolen. It is as easy as that. I've watched it. I see it in my own kids. I can even see that, even though I've got a way that I want my children to be, for the good of the bad. I also know that there's certain elements you can't control as a father or a mother anyway. You know, what they learn, what music they listen to, what politics, because don't forget, same again, outside influences again, you know, that can all interfere with that signal. Smartest kids I know are homeschooled. Well, you're away from the system, aren't you? Away from the system and its red tape and its way of marginalising, pigeonholing, victimising, giving people victimhood cards. It's all very divisive and corrosive to any mind. So we all learn and we all adapt, but then when you confront someone who's had nothing to do with that, they'll be looking at you and thinking, wow, you're a complex individual. You know, the average city dweller now, the shit that they have to live with on a day-to-day, which, like someone said before, it was never like that, 70s, 80s. I know we look at archive footage and you see a motorway in the 50s and you think, shit, there's like 2 cars on it. You look at it now, you know, so that progression is, some people might see that as progression. It's certainly evolution. I don't know whether it's progression. Might get you to where you want to go quicker, but what are we losing by you gaining that? More cars or whatever? Well, you can barely fucking move. Pardon my French. But anyway, I digress. Television. Your kids. Let's work on this. Going back to that. What I was saying about, in some ways you lose your kids. Television brainwashes them. Name a program that doesn't brainwash you. Particularly ones that are attracted to that age group. Because same again, these people who make these televisions, they sit there with the social engineering cap, don't they? They don't tend to put out something that's spiritually going to uplift people. They tend to want to do the same thing. They tend to want to groom. They want you to think a certain way for the purpose of whatever. Now, it's not for sexual gratification, but it might be television adverts. What do they want to do? They want you to buy something that you don't want, that you probably don't need. Yeah? And then because of consumerism, everyone's buying it. So more and more is, you know, made, which is probably hurting the planet on some level. You know what I mean? More and more plastic, more and more chickens have to be bred. So let's fucking not worry about how the chickens because we're going to fucking skin and flint them before they touch the ground. They're going to be over there in the next McDonald's, you know. So this kind of conveyor belt industry that's been built up, then they turn around to you and say, well, you're hurting the planet, all this plastic. Like, well, I didn't want the fucking plastic. You decided to put all that shit in plastic. But then you're the ones that's deciding to tell me that I need this product, even if I don't want it. It's like if you sit and watch any TV for an hour, right? With the intention that you don't want to buy anything and you're not really bothered about what you watch in any way, whether you're a kid or an adult, You think about what you're subjected to in that hour, particularly if that channel is a commercial channel, so it's going to be battered with adverts. Look at the TV, look at the way they're throwing the adverts at you, look at how dynamic and seductive some of them adverts are, look at the wording, look at the visual, look at the flicker rate with the colours and everything else. You amalgamate that all into one. It's like a fucking episode of Clockwork Orange. Watching the TV for an hour. That's what I find. I might be just on my own here. I can't do it. Because if I don't pull myself away, and they're subjected. Kids are subjected to. I remember when I was, my kids were little. We sat round watching daytime TV. From the word go, kids adverts. The kids adverts ain't talking to adults, and we know that. The kids adverts are talking to kids. So it's like all this new, funky, fresh toys that they've got. They build this set where this one doll that they want you to buy, and they show all the accessories around it. It can have its own little fucking ecosystem, pardon my French, if you want to buy it. But to the kid, that's looking like an adventure. So the kid's brainwashed. You want an easy life, so what do? Now you've been groomed not only by the TV company, but by your kid as well. But you'll take it from your kids. But this is it. It's crazy. I was on holiday a few weeks ago, and we was having a meal in the restaurant, and we've kind of fallen for this, but I'd never done it this starkly. This was something else, but there must have been mitigating circumstances, so I'm not going to condemn the family that done it, but it just made me think, wow, that's where we're at. Sat at the table eating the food, high chair there with a baby. Yeah, cute little baby. Don't know what nationality it was. Beautiful little thing. Sat there like. The mother, or it might have been the father, just seeing the back of him, was literally, this is how it was. Imagine the tables up here, imagine the babies here. They had the food, so they were eating with this hand, right? They had a mobile phone held in that hand, yeah? Brainwashing the kid. The kid's like that in the high chair. Every now and then it's like, because the mum would just do this and put some food in. So the kid would still be looking at the screen and go. And then whilst all that's going on, the mum's trying to eat something and feed her at the same time. And I'm like, now we know the complications. We know sometimes when you got kids that age, you don't get 2 minutes to yourself. We know all you want to do is eat your tea. And if you're feeding them, throwing it all over. But it is what it is, isn't it? That is kids. Are we literally going to plug them into the matrix like that? Like that? So when you've got a kid that's in a high chair, where's it stop? And I'm not going to castigate this family, because we've done it. We've fallen for it until I woke up. If I had a kid now, they won't be doing all that. I've sat my kid in front of TV show after TV show. Yeah, you're sweet. I'll go and do the washing up. Not like that. And then all of a sudden you come in, Dad can have this, Dad can have that. So the boxers then groom my kid while I've been washing the pots. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. And it doesn't change, even when you get older. 1984 styler. Well, you've only got to wonder what the levels may be like here. Only went to get some milk. Oh, wow. Yeah, I know, and it sounds like probably... honestly, I've not even got into anything else. The fact that with a TV, you practically... I think studies have shown that if you watch it for a given amount of time, you're in a state of hypnosis. And the TV makers know it. So when they're telling you that you need a certain product, when they're telling you that this, you what? You're nothing. If you don't have this car, you're not on the social scale that befits this advert. You know what I mean? If you don't go to a 5-star hotel for your holidays, then, well, you know, it's all this convincing people they've got a punch above what they own, what they possess. The amount of people that go into credit debt in order to sustain what a TV will tell you. Holidays, cars, fucking second mortgages, pardon my French. We all do it. I'm not knocking anyone, because we're being groomed to do it. We're being groomed that that is what is important. Apologies, don't know what happened there. Maybe they're trying to stop the signal. It is. And the TV's trying to make you do that now. I mean, look at it. Love Island, your reality shows. You know what I mean? Even marriage. They try to groom you, funny word, into how you should be married, what type of dress you should have, you know, what the groom should be up to, what he should do, what the wife should do, where you should fucking do it, pardon my French. So every aspect. Sexual, Jesus, how much sexual innuendos is put through TV, even to your kids, on adverts, even subliminally, you know what I mean? So many, even with kids' cartoons, subliminal, sick symbology and messaging within cartoons when you slow it down. It's sick, it's everywhere. Go past a bus, someone there, I'm not a prude, but I'm just telling you that, is that not a form of grooming? What's a woman supposed to think when she sees this fit woman with a gorgeous body slapped all over the bus, and this woman might not feel the confidence in it? So when you do that on a mass level, you're now telling women how they should look. And you then get adverts that will go, well, if you buy this cream, you're going to look like her. If you buy this toothpaste, you're going to have teeth like mine. When in some cases, it's fucking physically impossible to make that happen. So what you're doing, you're literally telling porcupines on the telly. But the sad thing is, because you've got IQs that are dropping like fucking hell, a bowling ball off a block of flats, when you've got just all the subversion, people are buying that shit. People are actually, pardon my French, people are actually convinced that buying some cream is gonna, you know, not a healthy diet, not drinking plenty of water, not maybe resting, you know. And I'm not saying I'm perfect and I do all them things. Like I say, I run myself down. I've got a freaking cough, so I'm not trying to preach to anyone as if I am high and mighty here. I'm explaining how I feel, and particularly how my kids, in some ways, they're lost to this grooming. They're lost to thinking that if they don't have a mobile phone now, they're done. You know what I mean? Any kid now, you try and take your kid who's second year in senior school, so what's that, year 8? Don't know why they changed it all. It's all Americanized in it, but year 8. See how many of them don't, within a couple of weeks, when they see all the mates and they get the peer pressure and they get made to feel that they're a right muppet because they don't possess this thing, or if you have got a mobile phone because your mobile phone is not of this specification. It's only what we used to get as kids, but ours was like Farrah, the pants. If you didn't wear Farrah, you were kind of, you know what I mean, you're getting your head put down the toilet. But this is different. This is forcing, grooming people into needing that technology. In a sense, it's a Trojan horse that, yeah, it's doing good, but it's also doing bad. But you're being told that if you don't have it, you're not quite on the bus. And that is the most disingenuous thing you can do to anyone in the population. No one needs a mobile phone. I'll go back to fucking carrier pigeons, pardon my French. if need be. If it meant wheeling back mentality and morality, take it all. Because I know keeping it is only making it worse. You know what I mean? Don't know whether I'm talking to myself here. Go back to payphones. I know people won't, and I won't, but it's a case of using it adequately, moderately, not living by it. I'll tell you that anyone knows I'm not easy to get in touch with, and I like that. I like having that buffer. Don't want to be just there, no, because I don't want to be spending my time on the phone. I just don't. I have a lot of long conversations with many different people, and I enjoy the conversations. But I'll be honest with you, with anyone else, there's 101 things I'd rather be doing than just sitting chatting. I'm not the biggest small talker. I tend to only get on a phone if there's a purpose, because it's there as a mode of kind of getting communications. I've got my wife's mate. Wow, she'll ring up for the most frivolous things, and it's like she's just got to ring someone just to tell. And it's like, what? I listen, I'm like, I can't believe it. And I'm not like that. I'm being secure in my own kind of space. I'm happy being a loner sometimes. I'm happy in my own space, so I don't need the outside influences. You know, I can kind of get on my decks, do whatever. So I don't need it. Maybe that's a creative thing. People who are artists, people who've got a creative kind of edge to them, they can kind of switch off from all that. Just listen to some music and da-da-da-da. People who are not that creative, they probably just indoctrinate themselves unwittingly on TV, radio. You know, radio, does that not groom you? Am I right wing? Are you asking me there? Is that my channel? I don't know if you're asking me. I don't know. I don't proclaim myself. I started this whole stream by saying it's non-paradigmal. I'm non-paradigmal. I don't like to be put in boxes at all. I'm a free thinker. I'm a critical thinker. I don't even consider myself a centralist in a sense, because I don't attribute myself to any of that. It's all playing games one way or the other. I'm just an individual. I listen to anyone. I love anyone. I don't have a particular style of politics. I've got things that piss me off, pardon my French, and things that I totally agree with. So I don't want that label. If I was to have any label, it'd be libertarian. You know, freedom of thought of action, but consideration with it for every human being on the planet and everything that runs alongside it. So it sounds a bit kumbaya, but that's the way I am. I don't like dark energies. I don't like people who give off dark energies. It kind of integrates with my energy and kind of turns my energy into energy that I don't like and I don't recognize. So when I do encounter it, I'm laters. I don't always confront it and try and beat it, because sometimes just walking away is far better. One, for you as an individual, and two, it's not really worth battling for anyway. Same again, it's getting caught up in that little blah, 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 blah. It's like, really? Really? Don't tolerate the intolerant, Elizabeth. Phil flipping pigeons. I know. Mate, I'd be flipping them all over the place. Imagine the comment section having to be pigeons that you'd have to dash at me. I'd be getting battered with just multiple pigeons all the time, just smacking my window. The truth behind the Federal Reserve. Well, mate, I get you. That's going into the financial grooming. We're told that we're supposed to be on this financial infrastructure, this financial instrument that's being used. We're told that this is the best system for everyone and everyone will live a good life, when in reality it serves the few more than it serves the many. And when you're left as a debt slave, when all you want to do is live, then you've got to argue whether the financial system and the instruments that we use at this moment in time and the people that run them systems are doing the job in the right way. And when you hear nasty stories about all the QEs and, like you said, the Fed not being private, or being more private than actually public, and obviously all the nefarious stuff that the global banks do, the wars that they create, the countries that they destabilize in order to take over financially. It's what I'm saying. These are all just one of different, you know, and you get beat down. You're getting beat down. So why should any of us, the average man in this country, you know what I mean, can barely buy a bag of chips once he's got all his expenditure out of the way? Expenditure? Who told you you need expenditure? You know what I mean? Sky, what? TV, DVDs, 50-inch TVs, you know what I mean? All the mod cons, all your dressings that go in the house, you want to make it look good. We're only being told that you need that. And I'm not saying live in a box either. I'm just saying, you put on a housing units advert, what are they going to do? They're going to flaunt you something that you weren't even thinking of, and they're hoping that they're going to be able to hook in people at that particular time who were doing up the house. And everyone knows when you're doing up the house, what happens? You end up paying 4 times as much as you were fucking paying in the first place. Pardon my French. Because you end up getting suckered in, or things go wrong, but you end up, you know, the wife walks around, oh, I like that. You're walking behind her going, we don't even need that. She's like, well, I like that. And you go, right, we're buying that. You know what I mean? So then the wife's been groomed. I'm like, we're all getting groomed. Phil, you're an amazing speaker. Wow, impressive. Thank you, Jennifer. You know what? I'm just a realist. I'm a realist. I try to be, and I don't always get it right. Certainly don't. And I'm trying to feel my way through all this. It's like navigating through reeds in a canal. And if anyone grew up in Miles Platin in the 70s, swimming in the canal, you know exactly what I mean. You're just getting things that are just getting in your way all the time. That do you actually intermingle with that? Is it wise for you to do that? Or is it weird just trying to bypass it and just still try to give off a positive vibe and still try to put out videos that are saying, guys, we need to wake up. No matter what talking point, no matter what paradigm you want to put yourself on, no matter what football team, no matter what gender, we're all getting done. We're all getting done. I've not even gone through the bleeding list. Radio stations, they groom us. They groom us on a daily basis. And I played on radio stations. Our station was more freedom, as in, there was never a track list. Never a track list. You played what you want. The only stipulation, if that was the right way of saying it, is that you had just no language. So it was a moral duty. I was playing daytime and nighttime. Nighttime after 10 o'clock was a bit more relaxed. They'd let you go, okay, you know, but still, you know what I mean, no sick stuff, but yeah. Other than that, you just played, you had musical freedom. And that was, for me, anyone that was listening to that, it gave you variables. It gave you music that was just of different genres, different titles, different artists, everything, just musical types, instruments, the lot, however you want to break it down. So anyone listening to that, they've got a freedom of knowing and at least being party to listening to all different types. So over a period of time, anyone will be more enriched, more empowered, knowing that you've been listening to a bank of 1,000 tunes rather than a bank of 10 tunes. What I started to see probably in the 90s, commercial stations were getting on to playing hip hop. Early 90s we're talking, and we're getting into playing like soul and R&B. They soon realised they could exploit it, as long with the A&Rs and the music agencies. They knew they could exploit it, and it's successful. Looking at where it's gone now. Going back to the radio station, you've got a playlist. We all know it. We all know you could listen to pretty much any radio station now that is in the public domain, that is regarded as more along the lines as a commercial station. They'll have a playlist of 10 tunes, and that's the real commercial ones. It's probably less than that, but it's probably 10 to a dozen to maybe 15 tunes that repetitively will swing round and round. And you know that within a day that you'll hear a tune probably several times. Now, we know that, okay, you think, well, it's only music, Phil. Everyone likes a bit of music, Phil. What's your problem with that, Phil? I'm like, my big problem is your social engineering, your grooming. Because going back to the labels again, they know now what works. They know through the dumbed out, easy, manipulated public, the way they act, the way they react, how to play them, how to package, how to engineer bands. When they do that, you've then got a manufactured sound, which is not true and not organic, not like the musical bands that I remember growing up with. Whatever music you listen to, it tends to be guys that joined because they had a connection and they knew they could play music together. And I'm not, I think that's more organic than you've got some muppet called Simon Cowell, your 20% man who's just going to go, yeah, because I'm a networker, I'm going to utilize you, call you frigging Westlife, exploit the hell out of you, groom the people that listen to you into thinking that you're the best thing since sliced bread, when they're not. Can't sing for shit. All about production, all about, artistry, getting the good visual angles, getting the fan behind the camera to get the wind blowing the hair in a certain direction. It's bull, innit? Bull, but the girls, what do? They buy the tickets, they throw the knickers, they stood outside the changing rooms, they stood outside waiting for a little short glimpse of these people. So then these are then over a period of time are generated into demigods. You know what I mean? So with any radio station, they can make a tune into a hit or they can flop it. It's up to them. Me personally, I go off the basis of how it sounds. Yeah, because my generation, when I was buying music, not every 12-inch that I bought as a DJ had actually a picture on it. A lot of them were white labels. A lot of them were just the label of the record company, the title of the track, and a few other bits of information. That's it. There was nothing. So you couldn't always correlate a picture, a mindset. So you just went off the sound. You know what I mean? And you think, where are the Alison Moyets of this world? I know she's lost a lot of weight, but in the 80s, would they really be pushing her out like this now? No, because they probably wouldn't, in a sense, because sex sells and they want that. Going back to the grooming on the side of the bus on how the perfect woman should be, they want the whole package. So that's where your Adriana Grandes come into it, the one who's been given the key to Manchester. She can piss all over Manchester all she wants, but they still see it as this pillar, to look up to. She doesn't know her ass from her elbow, but yeah, she's got more elevation in society than the average Mancunian. Get on that. But anyway, that's digressing about her. Music today is shit. Pardon my French and pardon Elizabeth's French, but I get you, it is. But there is niches. There are places you can go. It's just not promoted. You've got to find your own way. You know what I mean? That's what I found. Everyone finds their own niche. You know what I mean? I know people that still listen to Northern Soul. and still go out, buy that Northern Soul, and there's still a niche market for it. But for all the goodness that music gives you when you're listening to it, you know, the food for the soul, when you're shocking out to all them beautiful vibes, beautiful harmonies, they ain't putting it on Radio 1. They'd rather just slap some ghetto shit on you. Pardon my French. So, because it sells. It sells to the younger community, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Same again, the grooming, the social engineering. So, in a sense, you could look at it and you think, well, these programs, they want your kids to run around like some kind of gangster. Because that's all they're showing them. Isn't it? You know what I mean? And they can't blame that on society. Because that's blaming it on the victim, the survivor, let's say. Blame it on the groomer. Not the chicken shop, the fucking groomer. Pardon my French. And I don't know why I keep saying French. Why have the French got the monopoly on swearing? It's all about, you got to come to Manchester. Nothing French about Manchester, and they're getting on one. Blame it on the bugger. Blame it on the grooming. It's true though, isn't it? We're getting groomed, all of us, no matter what your colour skin, no matter what your sexual preference, no matter what your political persuasion. We're all getting groomed. I'll go back to this. Prepare or train someone for a particular purpose or activity. So, social engineering, is that not grooming? Same thing, innit? Hey up, Great Brit, what's all that about? What? Was that a bit of de France? Was you speaking French to me, Great Brit? Oh God, don't. I'm still getting rid of this cough. Not funny. Do you speak French? Excuse my French. Hello. What's this started now? It started a little Anglo-French vibe going. So what are you saying as I'm groomed and we are groomed daily? Yes, I am personally. Whether you feel that way, you only got to watch the telly, you've only got to look at your mobile phone. We're all groomed because of the position that you were at as a kid and where you're at now in terms of all the complications in the world, all the decisions that you're made to kind of have to make, all the propaganda that's thrown at you. It's groomed from one way or the other. Everything's pretty much a lie in a sense if you want to look at it like that, but I don't want to kind of put people on a downer. I'm not. I'm buzzing in a sense, but for me, everything is. You've got to find your truth within that lie. So even though I listen to it just all the time in your face, you're making this one a billionaire and you're making sure that one never gets anywhere, but yet, to me, that tune's actually better than that one. So that's when you know it's kind of a bit twisted. And you think of the end game. You think of the end game. What they're trying to do. We're all being groomed to think about that musical time. But at the same time, you could find any music. You go to a little market store, find a little couple of 7 inches. That might be the most enriching music of your life. But it's only niche. So it's still out there. But I guess what I'm saying, the grooming is taking over the majority of the uninformed people and informed people. You know what I mean? You could argue grooming's a form of being dictated to, innit? You know what I mean? We're being passively groomed in some ways. You could go a little bit harsh and go and be dictated in a sense that it's still the end result. They still want, what is it? For a particular purpose or activity. So they want people where they can control them, can't they? You know what I mean? They want people pliable. They want people that are easily manipulative. They love it if they can put a program out and get people to think a certain way. Imagine that. Imagine if you had that power. Groom a dog and brainwash a child. That's the difference. Well, yeah. Terminology is, in a sense, is irrelevant. It's the thinking, the semantical thinking. Because like I say, although the grooming does adhere to animals and painting, it says here, prepare or train someone, you know? So it does kind of allude to that in a way. You're so confused at the moment in terms of what I've just said to you, or you getting your head round it, or you can't, have I not articulated it right? Or just the world in general? Because I could probably agree with that one. Fluoride makes you docile. It does, lowers your IQ like mad. Mitigate it with iodine. I take iodine. My channel have a nap. The world in general, Phil. Yeah, I know. Well, it is. It's confusing. It is, isn't it? Because how can it make sense what's going on? How can it make sense that we have to live the life? And I'm not trying to be depressed. I'm not. I live a reasonably comfortable life. Luckily enough, I've got the ability to be able to work. Not many people have got that. Luckily, I've got the way of talking to people. You know, not many people have got that skill. Luckily, I've got the way of actually being crafty and good with my hands. That works in my favour. So I can't complain as an individual. But at the same time, if I see someone who hasn't got that skill, I don't then think I'm better than them. And that's for me, it's like a dark and a light. Probably going right overboard on that. That we're being groomed because it's the dark. Grooming the light, innit? When you're a baby, you're the light. When you're a baby, you're the light. Your true innocence. You know, was it holiday? I might have been just sat anywhere. We were sat, the family and I, and just like our kid has done, probably, what's the age of walking? Probably 9 months upwards, maybe even a couple of years, but certainly not talking. So let's say, for instance, 16 months old, 12 months old, whatever. The walking. You know that innocent in a little child when they're walking down the street at the side of the mother or father and they wave to an absolute stranger, but they wave in such a way that they're giving off the vibe that they've been told to, as if to say, be happy, be friendly, wave to that lovely gentleman, wave to that. And you know, when you see a kid that has just done that off their own back, without being prompted by the mother or the father, to be nice and to not be shy, like you know, express your feelings, but do it in a positive way. But when a kid just walks up, so the kid was stood there, and it was like just wobbling kind of thing. And the mum, the father weren't even looking, they had care of the child, but the kid looked at a gentleman that was sat on a bench, and he wasn't too far from me. And she just went, couldn't talk, didn't even know what day it was, bless the little thing. Beautiful, innocent soul that has yet got to endure all this. So imagine that innocent soul that had all that beautiful feeling and that non-paradigmal emotion about waving to a total stranger. Now, I'm not saying that everyone should just wave at strangers. We all should have that beauty and innocence within us, I guess. That we should be there should be no dark. What that little kid give off was light. It's unfortunate that by the time you get to an adult, there's a high propensity that it could be dark. And then that's when you have paedophilia, you have people manipulate, people that will hurt, people that will be violent. But at that beautiful, innocent stage when they're just... And I looked and I thought, fucking hell, pardon my French. You know, that's just so profound. And that is the shift that we're all... You can actually be proud of yourself if all you're doing is kind of arguing and shouting, because you could be a lot of things at the end, but to try and maintain that sense of innocence, friendliness, confidence, this, allowing your personality to shine. And then by the time you get to 50 years of age, this is what I'm saying is the effects of all this grooming knocks the shit out of the lot of us. So by the time you get to a certain age, you're either stood wondering why everyone's acting so crazy, or you're the one acting crazy, no matter what side of the fence you're on. You know, and as you wake up, that's another little trigger in it, that you don't know whether you're going to accept that information, absorb it, and react in the right way. You know, I mean, the other thing about grooming, the echo chamber. The echo chamber is a grooming ground. I have seen people who have existed within the echo chamber that have been groomed, that have gone out, said things, done things, just on the fact that they stayed too long in the echo chamber. The echo chamber is somewhere you go in, quickly pick information, and then you go and try and seek your own sources from your own little avenues. Don't sit in there too long. That's my advice, because in like anything else, in some ways, the echo chamber, as much as it can be informative, it's an indoctrination camp, and it can turn people, it can turn the vibration of people. And that's what we've been witnessing in the movement and on YouTube and all other forums over the past, well, while I've been in it anyway, 2-3 years. But this is my opinion, you might disagree. That's why I kind of shied away from it all. I'm like, oh, I can't be dealing with it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to let anything try and drag me to acting or reacting in a negative way, if I can help it. Because I'm not that way inclined, and you're not showing anyone anything positive, are you? Someone's a nonce hunter. Oh, geez, the comment white. Phil, have you checked out DeepMind Super Intelligent? What was that, AI Singularity? I've looked into a little bit of AI. What was that film? Was it Transcendent? With, what was it called? Johnny Depp? Is that what you're referring to? Elizabeth? So you against us, Phil? No, mate, I didn't say that at all. Why would you assume that? Because I was just repeating what you said. Not at all. I know what a nonce is. No. I tell you, as long as you do it in a positive way, why would it be against you? Fucking hell, mate. You want to help your kids just like anyone else. So no. I'm a nut. I'm just waiting for Elizabeth's comment back. But I hope you're all doing well anyway. Any news where Prince Andrew is? Well, if he's going to be well out of it, innit? Because people are starting to look in that direction now. He probably thought he got away with it when he got to quell that case a year or so ago. And Epstein's just kind of effed that all up, hasn't he? In a big way. Spain. It's not one of them where it's where's Wally, is it? Where's sicko Andrew, the pedo, who's a monarch? I've worked with Billy from PAG in Oldham Patrol. Nice one, mate. Yeah, so fair play to you. Fair play. No, mate, I can only congratulate anyone who's got the balls to come stand up for the community and the family. Not at all. When you turn up, you should beat them to death. Don't know what that is. You're talking about the nonsense. Well, you see, the thing is, if you are doing that, you can't. You've got to conduct yourself in a professional manner, and it's hard, of course. When you're confronting, I've never done it, but I can imagine when you're confronting a paedophile, you're confronting someone of the lowest energy. It might be sweet and nice, But what the fact he's prepared to do to another human being, never mind the fact of the age of that human being, but just sexually violate anyone, it's reprehensible, innit? So yeah, just for that, the lowest grade energy, and it's like it's almost like you don't deserve to, well, it's not almost, you don't deserve to be on this planet. It's like, for me, if you were on a plane, sorry about that, to reconnect, you should be sucked right out. Should be gone. You don't deserve a place. You don't deserve to be the spirit in that body if what you're going to do is utilize that spirit in the most harshest negative way, which results in another spirit having a drastic experience to their overall life and their experience. You know what I mean? Who's got the right to do that? I haven't. I ain't got the right to make sure to persecute one. But hey ho, getting too deep. It's not all come by our, but in a way, missed that there. So have I missed anything or what? I mean, I've not even got into it. Weddings, attire. Well, yeah, they are pretty much. We're being groomed. And what I'm not doing is dismissing or overriding someone who's been sexually violated through the act of grooming. I'm not doing that. All I'm trying to say is that when you look deeper, if you're going to go on stage saying, you know, we've been groomed here, we've been groomed there, we've been groomed in 78 towns and cities, then if you're going to be semantical, just say we've been groomed all over the world. Unfortunately, some of that grooming is manifested in the sexual violation of innocent souls. You know what I mean? That's my way of putting it. Organic food, Graham. Get on it, mate. Get on it. Get on it. I should eat more of it myself. I do try. I do try. Cyril had a go at us all in the 70s. Rochdale cops are still... Yeah. Cyril Smith, the elites, sick dark souls to think prominent people in power can do that. Abuse of power, but abuse of the moral code to the individual, which is more than what fucking job he was in. Pardon my French. I've got to keep doing that, because then that way I'm going to stop using my language, because I know every time I say it I'm going to have to go pardon my French. Otherwise, it's just flying out for fun. And I don't want it. I don't want it. You know what I mean? I don't think you guys want to hear it either. So even though some of the talking points, I could be throwing Fs out for fun. I'm like, have that, have that, have that. And then you're sat there going, pff, pff, pff. It's like, no, no. But Cyril Smith was bad. But he's a long list of people, innit? A long list of people who've got the dark energy, who wanted to abuse people. Reprehensible. I just can't imagine anyone in that mindset at all. Nanotech is real. Well, yeah. Of course it's real. Born. It is. The world that we're living in. It is indeed a matrix. And going back to the interview that I'd done with Dolly Daydream and Roxanne, it's very profound. I really enjoyed being there all day, and the amount of different topics that people had woke themselves up about, their own little thing in life. It just makes you realise that the lie is that deep and that entrenched. And not to say that everyone was totally accurate, but there's levels of accuracy within most conspiracies. And that is the problem that we've got. So when you get that, your head around that, and you think to yourself, we are literally in a lie. Everything about you is a lie. You know what I mean? They call you the straw man, but indeed you are a straw man. Because if you was to look at this like a celestial body type of thing, you'd look at it and you'd think, what the you know what I mean? It's crazy. With all of issues, I'm not surprised it's all cover up. Well, I'm surprised it's a cover up, but I'm not surprised because when people do dirty things, they will. To cover it up and to perpetuate covering up to the point where we're not talking about a dirty secret that happened 100 years ago and then everyone's keeping it quiet and everyone now is of the right moral compass and would never do that, but we can't ever talk about it because it might wreck civilization. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a system that's been put in place on a global level that keeps people in the loop, being able to do what they're doing and to be able to technocratically change people's lives as well as sexually abuse them. And within that system of lies and corruption, they can keep it going. So I don't ever want to say, well, you know, we'll all keep secrets. No, because the moment you say, yeah, we'll all keep secrets, that means that these sick son of a guns are just going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep not having that moral compass. But same again, moral compass should be visible, shouldn't it? You know what I mean? Should be visible. Because people who are very articulate, people who are very academic, very eloquent, very well skilled on the body language, very, very well skilled on psychology techniques, are the ones that have got the keys. And on an anthropologetic level, if that's the right derivative, if you can work out how to manipulate man on a global level and you possess all them skills, that makes you a technocrat, doesn't it? And then if you want to do that, you've got a low moral compass, but yet you're still going to be seen as this man who's uber intelligent, uber etiquette, eloquent, and probably has a decent etiquette as well. And just the way of being. And it's amazing how people in prominence get away with it, really, because of the way they look, because of the way they talk, because of legalese, the law, you know. I should be patient. So I'm actually in a good place. I'm still in a good place, even though we're talking about that, and even though you think, you know what, even if you disagree with 90%, there's got to be a certain percentage that have got a point. Articulate. I look like a bulldog chewing a wasp. Me? Or you? Did Adolf Hitler move to South America after the war? Well, the rumour is he may have. There's been pictures. I think the CIA come out in WikiLeaks, in it, that they believe that he carried on there. Yes, have a good day. Thank you, whoever that is that's getting off. Have a great day. Enjoy yourself. You know what? I don't even know how long I've been going. Oh, 1 minute 20. Right, listen, I'm going to call it a day anyway. Just wrap it up by the positive. The positive is knowing it is not detrimental. It might feel detrimental. You'll probably go through waves of it being I'm having a problem today. Detrimental psychologically to the body and the mind. But it's a way of owning it and knowing it and coming out the other side going, right, I can't say I'm glad I know it all, but I am where I am. And it's all about the future. It's all about where do you go now once you are woke up, and how positive are you going to be knowing that. And if you do talk to people, if they want to get into arguments, if they want to kind of pull you down, if they want to make out that you're crazy, if they want to laugh at you, that's fine. What can you do? You know what I mean? It's not a case of being arrogant, but it's a case of going, well, we're on different levels, aren't we? And I'm not hurting anyone by thinking the way I think. I'm not putting them manifestations of the thought into actions. I'm just asking people to look at other options on what the hell are going on in. You don't like it, you don't like it. You do like it, then you like it. Oh, thank you, whoever said that. Listening to Phil makes you feel good in the soul. Well, listen, you know what makes me feel good in the soul? Knowing that there's people like yourself and everyone who just wants to get the head round what the hell is going on, but they don't want all the infighting. They don't want all the arguments. They don't want the battle with the left, the right, because it is as simple as this. We're all people getting wronged. And to get put in that pie chart is probably more of a hindrance to you, you know? So once you realise that, we can try and work through it in a positive level and not be kind of slating each other. But and I love people who put themselves out on that frequency. I don't care who they are, and I'm open-minded enough to listen to anyone who's kind of talking like that. So yeah, but honestly, because I know you're brilliant people, beautiful people that have got the same ideals, the same aspirations. Some of you may have the same colour skin, some people not. Some people may have longer hair, some people may have a bald patch, some people may not. Some people may have all the teeth, some people may not. The bottom line is, who gives a Donald Duck? Seriously, it's about what's in here and what's in there. And that's the only grooming I want to do. So nice one, guys. I'm going to call it a day. There's going to be a series of interviews coming up with Dolly Daydream and Roxanne, where I attended the Really Woke Show meetup. Really good. I enjoyed it. See what you think through the interviews. Make your own mind up. And obviously check out what will be coming up with Pag in the next week or so as well. Yeah, so thank you all. Hold on. Make sure you check out... Oh, sorry, hold on. Make sure you check out Technological Singularity and Deep Mind. Okay. Alpha Zero. I will do. I'm going to write that shizzle down now. Wicked. Well, exploration. Information shouldn't make you freak out. It should is your perception being bent. Your perception is going to bend. It's going to bend. Red pilling means your perception is going to go from that to that, 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 to that. Yes, I. Bit of body popping. Boom. But yeah, it's going to bend all over the place. So you've got to be ready for it, and you've got to kind of be able to take it, the ups and downs. But when you've got the downs, remember, you need to be up. So try and keep yourself in that mindset. Don't let people get you to manifest on the down, because that ain't good for no one. So great, guys. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Thank you very much for jumping on. I'm absolutely sweating now. I should have put these on, shouldn't I? But the sun's out, look, it's beautiful. Got a shitload of cleaning. Pardon me French. I'm going to go and get a couple of beers now, because I think I deserve it. I'm going to get some mopping, hoovering, washing, and all them bloke duties. You know what I mean? Nice one. I'm being groomed to clean the bleeding house. How's that? So, keep on with the channel, guys. Like and subscribe. I love you all. Whatever you do in your lives, whatever you're doing this bank holiday weekend, make the most of it. Make the most of this weather, and make the most of each individual you encounter. Yeah, we're only on this freaking planet or plane or whatever it is for a short period of time, so we don't need all this crap. You know what I mean? So I love you all, even the pissing haters. Great Brit, you're a superstar, mate. Thanks for jumping in the hot seat. See you later, guys.